Hey guys, so anyways, I'm just a homeless bum. So whatever I say is just whatever, any and everything I say could be wrong. That's why I always say do your own research and come to your own conclusions is what I say. And often I say that. I always try to say that. Because any and everything I say could be wrong. Anyhow, so So anyways, Ketchup Gate, this is super funny, dude, like the Ketchup Gate thing. Because then it gets into, well, it's like, how can you believe there's so much of this fake stuff going on in the world? I mean, how can you think that you don't think and see that there's like fake and staged controlled opposition and theater and stagecraft and going on everywhere, you know? So because there is controlled opposition and stagecraft happening, that means everything is just stagecraft controlled opposition. Just everything is. There isn't anything that's real. And so then it kind of goes into that, But see, that's where it goes, and that's what you're dealing with. I mean, I don't know. I don't think that people realize these things have been debated, philosophically debated, hundreds of years before you and I were ever born. Like that reality is a simulation is a fucking like a philosophical debate that's hundreds of years old. I don't know how many people actually realize that. Like, I think a lot of people think that like the proposed idea of a simulated reality is something new. It's like it's old as fucking dirt, bro. Truly, where you had famous philosophers that were proposing that idea in different, in every way imaginable. And the philosophical debate of everything being a simulation was never like concluded. Like you can argue against a simulated reality, but there's just as much evidence for the proposed argument of reality being a simulation as there is against it. This is why the movie The Matrix came out, is because of how fascinating of a philosophical debate that has been throughout fucking time. Like, it's hundreds of years old. And so all the movie The Matrix did was monopolize on that. They're like, wow, this is crazy. We could make a movie about this whole philosophical debate that has gone on for centuries. And as much proof for it there is against it. Just like the argument of God. There's as much proof for the existence of God as there is against it. So this is like nothing new. The Matrix is nothing new. The movie The Matrix, right? But I like to reference the movie The Matrix. There's some really good lines in that movie. I love it. Like the one where Morpheus is like, what is real? Real? What is real? If you're talking about what you can see, smell, taste, touch, and hear, real is merely electrical signals interpreted by your brain. I can guarantee you, they probably pulled that word for word out of a documented philosophical debate between famous philosophers on the whole concept of reality being a simulation. Real? What is real? And the thing that's funny about that, see, people like to play around with this, which is where Ketchup Gate comes from. Oh, the whole voting system is totally fake. Like, so they want to play around with the idea of simulations. Like, there's these simulations happening, these fake things, right? They want to play around with it. But the thing is, if you argue that the voting system is fake, well, people have been arguing long before the hashtag Ketchupgate that the money system is fake. That is a current, ongoing, that's the whole basis of the "it's the Jews" argument. Is the Jews are using all of this fakery to control the financial system, therefore making the financial system totally fake. Like, the financial system is fake. That's the whole premise of the "it's the Jays" thing. And you've got all of these "it's the Jays." That is very popular among the "it's the Jays" crowd to talk about how, Trump versus Kamala, it's two wings of the same Jay bird, And then you have people that won't jump on the "it's the Jays" thing, but will still jump on the Kamala and Trump, two wings of the same bird. Like, there is no proof, though. It's just like there is no proof that reality is just a simulation. There is as much proof against it as there is for it. It has been debated for hundreds of years, and there's never been a conclusion to it. That's why they made the movie The Matrix, to bank off of that whole fucking thing. That whole argument of reality being a simulation. Hundreds of years ago, they were talking about that shit. So what? It's funny. There is nothing new under the sun, is there? When you realize that whole debate of reality being a simulation has been around hundreds of years before the fucking movie The Matrix. How many people do you think know this? They're like, "Oh man, The Matrix, you gotta break free from the Matrix and shit." It's like, maybe so and maybe not, right? Israel, and that's another thing that's funny. All these "it's the Jays" guys, want to go on and on how everything is just a simulation. The money system is a simulation fabricated by the Jays. Okay, well, the Jays, the whole concept of the Jays is a massive fabrication. Like, what do you even talk? Do you even know what you're talking about? Israel is a fucking construct. Have you ever been to Israel? No. You never been to Israel, but you're the expert on Israel, huh? Never even been there? Like, people that you've never been to Israel, but you are the expert on Israel. Well, first of all, what is real? What is real? If you're talking about what you can see, smell, taste, touch, and hear, real is merely electrical signals interpreted by your brain. So, and you're going on and on about Israel and babies' body parts flying all over the place in Palestine and those evil Jays, and now this is all real. What real? What are you talking about? Like a reel of a movie, you mean? Like the reel? The reel of a movie? Do you know what a reel is? Like when they show a movie and they have the reels that turn, that feed the moving pictures to be projected onto the screen. Well, I'm not talking about that reel. I'm talking about the reality that is the Jays. Real? If you're talking about what is real, if you're talking about what you can see, smell, taste, touch, and hear, then real is merely electrical signals interpreted by your brain. So, I don't know what you're talking about when you're saying, when you're referencing the reality that it's the Jays. What reality? What do you don't even know what you're fucking talking about. See, this is why philosophers started debating this, that reality is a simulation. It was in It was how do you say? It was like it was an argument in opposition to people who would claim that they are the experts on reality. Don't you see this? The experts on reality are everywhere. And they're always claiming they're the experts on reality and they know everything about reality. And what is it? It's the Jays. It's the Jays. It's the Jays. You know, it's like, you know, these stupid people, they claim they're experts on reality. And then when you're like, okay, well, what is it? It's the Jays. You're like, what, dude? What? And so this is what caused, this is part of what sprung the whole idea of reality being a simulation, is in opposition to fake, fraudulent people who would try to, you know, deceitfully convince others that they are the expert on reality. It's like, reality? What do you mean? What is real? If you're talking about what you can see, smell, taste, touch, and hear, real is merely electrical signals interpreted by your brain. So what? So you're an expert on your brain? Well, you should be. Otherwise, you would be a stupid motherfucker, would you not? You know what I mean? So you know, you want to play with people, play games. You know, there's a lot of people that know how to play games. You know, you want to play mind games. Well, be careful, because you might come across somebody who's better at mind games than you. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's important. Don't be fucking with people. You fuck with the wrong motherfucker, you play hard, pay hard, right? Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. You might get away with it for a while. You fuck with the wrong motherfucker, you're going to get your ass handed to you eventually. That's why it's important. Don't fuck with people. Yeah. And so, like, when people are making ridiculous claims about things that they claim they know, and then you look at it and you're like, dude, there's no way you could know that. Like, you know, whatever. There's all kinds of ridiculous claims that people make of something that they know when, like, nobody knows that. That would be like me proclaiming that I'm God. Prove that I'm not God then. I'm God. You don't believe me? Well, prove that I'm not. Oh, well, I'll just come over and shoot you with a gun then. That'll prove it. Well, yeah, you might end up in prison for life, though. If it's worth it to you. Because I'm just some bum. You know, who am I? I'm a nobody. I mean, I don't know what good that's going to do you, but if that's going to float your boat, man. Anyways, what is real? Israel? Israel? Isn't that the hot flavor of the fucking year? Subject is Israel. But what is real? If you're talking about what you can see, smell, taste, touch, and hear, real is merely electrical signals interpreted by your brain. You've been living in a dream world, dude. Do you even know what real is? This has all been a simulation the whole fucking time. And here you are talking about Israel. Israel? Dude, you're still plugged into this fucking matrix, bro. You don't even know what the fuck, bro. You're like, you know what I mean? What Israel? So it's all just games. It's all just stupid games. So the only thing is, be careful playing games, right? We all need to be careful, you know? I have an older brother. He used to think it was clever to play games with me because, you know, he thought, like people do, we all make these misconceptions that because he's older and bigger, that he can fuck with me. It's like, all right. Yeah. And he did. He could for a long time. But every once in a while, man, I'd get him back and he didn't like it. He didn't like it. One of the times I got him back was when we were still just wee fucking kids, man. And he was just like torturing me all the time. So one morning I'm like, okay, I know the morning routine. And then he's doing his little shit, right? And I'm like, all right. And I just waiting patient. And then eventually, and I already knew all this. It's weird how kids can be as smart as they are. I waited till he was done and decided to go take a shower. And that was what I was waiting. I was waiting for him to go in the shower. So he goes into the shower, and I'm waiting, and I'm listening. And I hear the shower turn on. And I'm like, okay, the shower's on. Give it a little bit more time because I want to make sure he's in the shower. I mean, I'm like fucking 5 years old or something, dude. Like, okay, he's in. I want to give it a little time so he's in the shower. I want him to be inside that shower. And hopefully there's water coming down, maybe even shampoo on his face. That's what I want. Wait for that exact moment. So I wait until I feel, my intuition feels, okay, the time is right. So I sneak into the bathroom. I open up the door quietly because I don't want him to hear me, because if he hears me, then I'm in trouble. So I open the door real quiet, right? And then I sneak over. And I reach my hand in to grab the cold water, because one knob is hot water, one is cold water. And I know that if I grab that cold water and I turn it completely off, that'll fuck him up, right? My only worry was that he would see my hand. That's why I was hoping he'd have shampoo or something so he wouldn't see my hand. So that was my concern, was he cannot see my hand. I knew which knob of those two was the cold. I slipped my hand in there. While the shower curtain, I slipped my hand in the shower curtain, grabbed the fucking cold that I knew which one was the cold water. I fucking turned that fucker all the way off and then took off running. And I took off running and I get into the living room and I'm thinking, I figure he'd be, by now he'd be fucking coming out. And then just as I was thinking that, all of a sudden I hear this fucking loud screeching scream. Ah! And that's when I knew I fucked his ass up. Like, he was screaming at the top of his lungs like a little girl. And when I opened the door and I fucking ran. I'm gone, bro. I fucked him. Hey, might makes right? He's bigger, stronger, older, 3 years older than me. Might makes right. Wrong. And so, and it still took my brother a while. We're all hardheads. We all take a long time to learn whatever lesson it is. But I mean, the last time he really, one of the last times that he fucked with me was when I was like probably 13. And we're in the swimming pool. And any time throughout my entire life, whenever we went swimming, if he could get away with it without my parents fucking catching him, he would fucking dunk me and hold me underwater. And he thought it was the funniest thing to hold me underwater. And that was all growing up. He just thought it was the funniest thing, right? And one time, he held me down so long underwater that I inhaled like a full lungs of water. I nearly fucking died. If you've ever had that happen to you, where you were held underwater so long that you ended up having to breathe in like a full breath of water, you know how scary that is. Like, that's like a death experience. That's like, what do they call that? Near-death experience. Like, it was like I was fucking dead, dude. Okay? And so because I had that experience and it stayed with me, it became an innate part of my life experience was him fucking almost killing me. Again, if you've ever had to be underwater so long that you breathed in a whole fucking lungs full of water, you know how scary that is. If you've never had that happen to you before, you don't know what I'm talking about, right? So, the last time he tried that, I was like 13. And I figured, I was in the pool, I figured, he's grown up. He's not this immature cunt that he was. So I was like, whatever. I'm just swimming. And then here he comes, thinking it's funny, right? Motherfuckers holding me down, dude. Holding me down. And I'm fucking like, see, because I've already experienced what happens when you fucking drown. And so he's holding me down. It's funny because while I'm telling this story, I'm realizing I did the same thing. Instead of struggling, I just stopped and waited. And I waited. And he was holding me down. And instead of struggling, I just waited. And I just had my eyes closed, and I just like the Zen just came over me. It just like something just came over me. That's unexplainable. And I just like went in full Zen mode and just like down in the water waiting. And as soon as fucking I felt, because I could feel the pressure of him holding me, as soon as I felt that let up, as like the millisecond that I could feel him letting up, eyes completely fucking closed, I launch straight up with all of my fucking might, everything I have, straight out of the water, eyes closed without even looking, and just fucking launch my fist up, and fucking just whatever it is that's there is fucking going to get crushed. And it just like launched straight up and bam, knocked that motherfucker, dude. Like I clocked that motherfucker so fucking hard. Dude. And that was it. Like, he was so fucking, like, his dome was so fucking rocked. And he was so fucking shocked. That he was just like he couldn't fucking believe it. It was like a miracle had happened. It was just like, BAM! And that was it. Like, he never fucked with me again, especially like around water. That was it, bro. He didn't even care. He didn't care to even that the risk of fucking with me to even cross his mind. It was like that was it. No more fucking with bro. No more fucking with little bro. And I hit that motherfucker so hard, I felt bad. I felt bad. I was like, dude, are you okay, man? Like fucking, he got his head fucking rocked bad, dude. So, and this just is, whatever, but you know what I'm saying? Anyways, those are just some fun stories I wanted to tell, in the podcast.